Hi, this is Avar from Scrappy Mania, and today I'm going to show you how to create something called washi tape, and I think that's how you pronounce it. And it's I saw this technique in a YouTube video by the Crop Stop, and she was showing how you can use your scoreboard. I'm sorry, your score tape to create this type of tape. So to use stamp, and I'm going to show you how I use stamp. I kind of spiced it up a little bit, and I use stamp and glimmer mist, and I also use, the one that I'm going to show you today, I'm going to put some gold accents on it. Another thing that I kind of changed up is that I did not use score tape to make my washi tape. I actually use packing tape. So that's what I'm going to show you how to use this packing tape. The first, when I started preparing for this tutorial, what I did is I stamped it first. So I cut a bunch of tissue paper. And by the way, you need tissue paper. So I cut a bunch of tissue paper so that way it's an manageable size. You know, that I can manage this size. It's a smaller size than the big old sheet. And then what I did is I was stamping my tissue paper, then I was spritzing it with my glimmer mist afterwards. Actually, I was stamping, then I put the tape on it, and then I glimmer mist with the tape and the stamp already done. And when I did that, it kind of, because I wasn't using StazOn, you can see that it kind of bled a little bit. And I have another one that I did the same thing, and it kind of bled a little bit. This one is not as really nice and defined. It bled a little bit. But then I decided, well, let me try just color misting it, and then drying it, then stamping it. And the last thing that I will do is put the tape. When I did that, I got a lot better image. It was nice and crisp, as you can see. The colors were more vibrant too, and I just liked it more. So this is a technique I'm going to show you how to do. So let's get started. And by the way, let me show you the different stuff you can use, okay? So you can use a big block like this, and I just use part of the top, and I just stamped along the edge. And there's this one. Okay, so that's one way you can do it. Another way you can do it is if you have these rollers stamps, you can use that. So this one is actually was this. So this is my musical roller. And I did that one. And then I have a jumbo roller, which I do not find right now in this mess. But, oh, there it is. I have a jumbo roller that I use for the butterflies. So that's another technique. And then the next technique is doing like collages. So I have these are separate stamps. So I have a couple of stamps here. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stamps. So then I did a collage on my block. So what you're gonna see here, this is what I'm gonna do. So you mainly just take multiple stamps, you put it on your block, and then you use that to stamp it. So you can do collages. Another technique that I did is tickets are hot. These admission tickets is something everybody is kind of have products that has either tickets or film or anything that says postcards. So this is pretty current. So what I did is I took that stamp and I just did a repeat, and I try to put it close to each other, so then it looks like a little stamp, one of those rolls that you get for tickets. So it looks like a roll of tickets. So that's how I did that. So let's get started. So the first thing that you have to do, oh, by the way, when you store these, you can store them like this. So I'm planning to store them in a like that, and then I'm going to put a little clip right there. And that's how I'm planning to store it. Okay, so let me put this aside. So I'm going to bring my misting box, and I'm going to take a piece of my paper, and then this piece, I'm just going to cut it down. And actually, I've got a piece here. I'm going to use this piece. Okay, so it's nice and cut down. And I'm going to glimmer mist it. And I think I'm going to use some brown. Maybe some yellow. So let me use a little bit of yellow. I'm running out of my glimmer mist, so I gotta make some more. Okay. And maybe a little bit of this gold. Now that I have it nice and saturated, I'm gonna go ahead and dry it. So you take your heat gun and just dry it. Okay, you gotta make sure it's very dry. You don't want to take a risk that when you stamp it, your image will bleed. So make sure it's nice and dry. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna iron it out with your hands, like so. Okay. And actually, I can do 2 sets of image on here. So I'm going to take, this is Stampin' Up! Ink, and it's just basic black. And make sure you stamp your image very well. Okay, and then stamp. And there is an impression, so let's keep going. And I'm going to speed up the video so that way you don't get bored with me just stamping this paper. Okay, so we're done with stamping our image. So the next thing I'm going to do, let me close this, is I want to put some gold flecks on my image. So I'm going to use some paint. Use my paintbrush. So I'll go ahead and protect my surface. And this is basically, I just took some water. There was some leftover gold paint in here. I took some water, took some glaze medium, and put glitter in it, and created some glimmer glam. So I'm just going to flick this. Okay, and it went all over the place. And then I'm going to take a piece of tissue and just going to dry up the excess on me and on the paper. And I really like that look. I don't know if you can see it, but it really shimmers and glitters. Okay. Then I'm going to take some more. I'm going to take the heat gun and heat it some more. Okay, so now I'm ready to go ahead and apply my tape. So I'm going to bring this back. It's just nice and smooth, and you can really see, once you dry it, you can really see that gold that tissue paper. Okay, so I'm going to take my packing tape, kind of measure out how much I need. I'm going to cut it, and then carefully you're going to go ahead and measure how much you need and make sure you get the whole piece. Okay, and then you smooth it out and you carefully peel it off and then cut the sides. Okay, now I'm going to take my straight blade or my whatever Martha Stewart straight edge blade and my Martha Stewart cutting ruler, and I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna cut the top of the tape and get rid of the excess, and I am gonna cut a little bit of the arrow, so I could have put the arrow in a little more so that way everything will be inside of my tape dimension, but I didn't, but it's still gonna look good. Okay, and then I'll go ahead and cut to the bottom piece of my tape and see that you have a perfect image. You cut just to the bottom image of your tape and there you have it. So this is how you create your own washi tape, and I hope that's the name of how that is called. I'm not real sure, but I think it's called washi tape. And I hope you like this tutorial and come back to see me for some more, and I will post a layout using some of my tape. Thank you for watching. Bye.